Honourable members, Mr. Paknolecem presents the First Lady, Madame Ure Bravo, Honourable Chief Justice, High Chief President Vanuatu Maori, Council of Chiefs, Commissioner of Police, Commander of Vanuatu Mobile Force, Attorney General, representative of the different groups of civil society. You make it honor and privilege to presence of His Excellency President Nike Ure Bravo with them Yumi this afternoon. His Excellency, we want to tell him thank you, lo you, stop with them today. Stop now, give him time, lo you, deliver him official address, lo you. Thank you.
Honourable Speaker, Honourable Prime Minister, Honourable Leader of Opposition, and Honourable Members, and Honourable dignitaries from the Vanuatu government, and may I also acknowledge the presence of the Deputy Prime Minister of New Zealand, Honourable Winston Peters, and distinguished members of your delegation. First, I have the honor and privilege to convey my sincere gratitude, firstly to God, in whom our nation must continue to abide, and secondly, to the people of Vanuatu and you, their elected representatives, to the current legislature. I congratulate you, Mr. Speaker, and the Deputy Speakers for having guided this Honourable House thus far, a noble undertaking for which I express my confidence in you. I congratulate the Prime Minister, Honourable Shalo Salwai Tabimasmas, Deputy Prime Minister, Honourable Matai Seremaya Nawalu, all Ministers of State, and all leaders of political parties represented in these legislatures, and the support of all the government backbenchers who, through the processes of our democracy, enable our government to function as a government of national unity, to ensure political stability in our beloved nation, Vanuatu, once again. I congratulate also the Leader of the Opposition, Honourable Gracia Shadrach, and members of the Opposition bloc, in their important role to ensure the checks and balances in our democracy. Mr. Speaker and honourable members, since I last addressed this honourable House, we have had 3 Prime Ministers and the establishment of a government of national unity. There has been instability within this honourable House, which could have led into a serious situation of political upheaval within our beloved Vanuatu. Fortunately, our political leaders have come to accept that political instability experienced since independence had caused serious disruptions and delays in the achievements of our development goals and objectives. They had also accepted that while we are busy creating instability and have been fighting within our political system and the country over the years, outside forces and interests allegedly with local collaborators, have misappropriated many of our important resources and assets. The recent case of the Jack Mackerel, which the last and current government have managed to resolve, is a case in hand where an overseas company had been acquiring billions of Vanuatu of Vanuatu's financial share for our quota of Jack Mackerel in the Pacific for over 20 years. Billions of Vanuatu will now be paid to Vanuatu every year. There are other similar cases involving some other resources and assets of Vanuatu, and I salute our current government for doing its utmost to resolve this as well. I am sure everyone has heard and is also pleased that the current government is relying on its political unity and solidarity to make real hard decisions on restructuring of Air Vanuatu, to place it on a profitable pathway towards providing services that our people and economy needs. Had we been benefiting from these resources and assets in the past, we would not be having too much budgetary issues, especially relating to providing adequate services to our people. Mr. Speaker and honorable members, I salute the current government of national unity, the present opposition group, leaders of all political parties represented in this legislature, and all backbenchers of government for having supported the political reforms through new legislations that were passed at the last extraordinary session of Parliament to regulate the establishment and functions of political parties, to regulate functions of members of Parliament in Parliament, and to provide for a new electoral law, all of which will contribute to more political stability in Vanuatu. As part of the political reforms to address instability within this honorable House, there is currently, as we all know, a constitutional amendment being put before the people through a national referendum to regulate movement of political parties and individual members of Parliament within this honorable House. The amendments are commonly referred to as Articles 17A and 17B to be inserted into the Constitution if passed by the national referendum. I trust all members of Parliament in this 13th legislature will continue to do their utmost best to represent a balanced and constructive view on national issues. I trust that you all will also discharge your constitutional mandate with integrity and statesmanship. Mr. Speaker and honorable members, the aspirations of our people rest heavily on the work that we do in this honorable House. We have at our disposal the greatest legislative power in the land to direct our destiny and transform the dreams and hopes of our people into reality. A reality of good amenities in life with a place in it for everyone. You have all demonstrated this through your unanimous vote and passage of the legislations that will lead to political reforms and stability within our beloved country, Vanuatu. Once again, I salute you all for this gesture of national unity and nationalist duty. Through the unity that you, the representatives of the people of Vanuatu in this legislature, have shown in the political reforms package and legislation that you have passed or enacted, I appeal to all people of our beloved nation of Vanuatu to vote yes to Article A and Article B to be inserted into our Constitution in the upcoming national referendum on 29 May 2024. Mr. Speaker and honorable members, previous legislatures had faced challenges of differing issues, such as socio-economic crisis, natural disasters, effects of climate change, health and COVID-19 pandemic, community unrest, domestic violence, economic instability, corruption, political party interest, and constitutional crisis. This has also put to test our parliamentary system and democratic principles. These challenges had proved our resilient spirit as a people, as you have done in the current legislature, and made great achievements in social and economic developments, disaster resilience and preparedness, stability, debt repayments, and most remarkably, formulation of the National Sustainable Development Plan, commonly known here as the People's Plan. Graduating from a least developed country to a developing country status, advocating and taking a lead role in formulating the 2050 strategy for the Blue Pacific continent, and the advocating and coordinating the drafting of Vanuatu's resolution that was passed in the 177th United Nations General Assembly, seeking the International Court of Justice's advisory opinion on the responsibility of states to combat climate change and international law. Mr. Speaker and honorable members, as members of Parliament and representatives of your constituencies, I also see fit to remind you all again of your constitutional mandate as stated in Chapter 4 of the Constitution of the Republic of Vanuatu. You have the power to make laws for the peace, order, and good government of Vanuatu, as well as the representatives of the people of this esteemed House. There are duties that you must carry out for your people in return for their votes. I must commend you all that you have carried out these duties very well over the last 6 months. Mr. Speaker and honorable members, with the remaining mandate of this legislature, I call upon this House to make decisions together about what needs to be done to ensure the social, economic, and other development achievements under the People's Plan, in line with the 2050 strategy, and of course not forgetting the needs of our people at the grassroots level. Climate change has become the single most serious threat to our security. We must have policies and development programs that address this and also assist us with minimizing its effect. With the unanimous passage of our resolution to the ICJ for an advisory opinion, we must continue with the preparatory work to ensure timely inputting of Vanuatu submission this year. 22 March 2024 was the deadline for the first submission for advisory opinion from the ICJ. A comprehensive submission of 700 pages was already made. And the next deadline is 22nd June 2024, to be followed by in-person oral hearings and eventually the release of the advisory opinion around mid-year next year, 2025. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, during my inaugural speech on my election, 23rd July 2022, I had announced that during my presidency, I will focus my work on community engagement and advocacy within different communities, churches, cultural groups, people, and so forth. Such a platform for engagement and advocacy, in my view, will assist our various stakeholders to better understand their rights and responsibilities, which in turn should increase efficiency and effectiveness in our national building process. I therefore commend the Maukoro government for organizing the midterm review of the National Sustainable Development Plan in 2023, which found that only 40% of the plan had been implemented. This picture of underperformance in implementing the plan provides the context and scope of following up work needing to be done, especially in terms of the responsibility of leaders to provide required stable environment for implementing the NSPD going forward. Mr. Speaker and honorable members, since the midterm review of the National Sustainable Development Plan in 2023, the Office of the Desk within the Prime Minister's Office has endorsed the current undertaking by my office to assist in defining the roles, responsibility, and relationships of the state, traditional leaders, churches, and community, as stipulated under the Social Pillar Policy Objective 4.4 of the NSDB, as it resonates very well with the basic purpose of the President's Community Engagement Advocacy Program. My office has commenced engaging with our communities, starting with the chiefs, the churches, and the end of this week with women, the youth, people with disability, business houses, and other stakeholders for the purposes of defining Social Policy Pillar 4.4. After having defined Social Policy 4.4, I foresee this community engagement as an ongoing task to generate important community consultation towards enhancing the roles, responsibility, and collaboration in the implementation process of the People's Plan. Such consultation would be facilitated through the convening power of the State House once the conference facilities of the new State House complex are complete. The State Office is also currently working on a policy paper to be tabled by the Honorable Prime Minister in the Council of Ministers for the enactment of the Presidential Administrative Act, which will be similar to the present Parliamentary Administration Act. This will seek to provide for the administrative structure of the State Office and expand on the President's powers and function as stipulated under the Constitution. Mr. Speaker and honorable members, Vanuatu had a long record of peaceful coexistence since after independence. However, as we all know, criminal activities are on the rise, social instability commences internally, and it is important that we ensure that we maintain capacity for law and order to ensure stable growth of social and economic development. We also must have to have proper environmental management capacity and capability to coordinate with our development partners in both disaster activities. This capacity will ensure internal security of our people and society. Violence, insecurity, and unlawfulness has no place in our society. We must always embrace a spirit of coexistence and tolerance premised on our all-important motto of "Long God you may stand up." Mr. Speaker, honorable members, during this first ordinary session of the Parliament for 2024, you will be debating, I understand, 20 bills to be presented by the government. Many of these bills are to safeguard the principles of responsible and good governance and the pillars of our democracy enshrined in our Constitution. Mr. Speaker and honorable members, we must remain united to sustain the gains we have achieved so far. To foster this unity, Let us continue to dialogue with each other. It is only through dialogue that we will resolve our issues and focus our energies on development matters. I therefore want to commend all the political players who have shown commitment to the process of dialogue as well as ending the political instability. In all our endeavors, we must always look to God, our Creator, for wisdom, guidance, and strength as we execute our development agenda. Together with positive attitude, we will succeed. Together with positive together with positive work culture, we must progress. Together with positive approaches, we will strive to achieve. It is therefore now my pleasant honor and privilege to declare the first ordinary sitting of the 13th legislature for 2024 officially open. May God bless our great nation, the Republic of Vanuatu. Long live the people of Vanuatu. Thank you, Tomas. Thank you. Merci beaucoup.
His Excellency, on behalf of the Member of the Parliament of this 13th legislature, I'm telling people thank you for inspiring, challenging message, or is takim lo mibla. For this first ordinary sitting for 2024. May now stop inviting you, for them all diplomatic corps, distinct guests, to them all guests, the one refreshment where Parliament prepare them outside. To topic. Parliament now we may suspend for break by me stop joining together. Thank you.